Hello there, welcome back to the new lecture. So in this lecture, we'll discuss fire pumps room. After the end of this lecture, you would be able to understand fire pumps room, fire pump room arrangement, fire pump room requirement. Then we'll discuss about the fire protection of fire pump unit, required fire protection for pump rooms. Then we'll show you the general requirement for pump installations, and then finally we'll discuss about the fire pump plate name. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, here we have to understand the fire pump room. Yes, so what is it? See, a pump room have fire pump which is a part of a fire sprinkler system water supply and powered by electric, diesel or steam. Clear? So the pump intake is either connected to the public underground water supply piping or a static water source. Here you can see the tank, then pump room. You can collect the water into the storage tank. Then from the storage tank, with the help of this pump, we are taking the water from the underground tank and you can supply it to the sprinkler system. Okay, to the hose reel cabinet. Is it clear? So a typical fire pump may composed of following: jockey pumps. As you know that already we have discussed in detail, jockey pump maintain the desired system pressure within the firefighting system. Typical performance is approx 10% of the total GPM. So now here the second is our main fire pump that is capable of feeding system at the time of emergency. So typical driven by the electrical motor and supplied with firefighting water from a inexhaustible source. Then we have a standby pump, emergency pump, that is capable of feeding system requirement, like it is typical driven by a diesel engine and fed from a reservoir capable of supplying at least 1 hour of liquid flow. Okay, that already I have discussed about the electric fire pump, diesel fire pump, jockey pump in detail. Go through that. Now here we'll see the fire pump room arrangement. As you know that arranging a fire pump room properly is essential for ensuring that the fire pump system operate efficiently and safely during emergency. Okay. So a well-designed fire pump room facilitate easy access, maintenance and operation while complying with safety regulations. So the location of the access to the fire pump room shall be pre-planned with the fire department. Fire pump room not directly accessible from the outside shall be accessible through a fire resistance rated corridor from an enclosed stairway or exterior exit. Okay. Now see, the pump room or pump house shall be sized to fit all of the components necessary for the operation of the fire pump and to accommodate the following. See the clearance between component for installation and maintenance, how much we have to maintain. That we have to know. Now the clearance between a component and the wall for installation and maintenance, how much clearance distance we have to maintain. And the clearance between energized electrical equipment and other equipment in accordance with NFPA 70. Okay. So it should, is it clear? So the fire pump, the operation, the pump room, as I told you, or pump house shall be sized to fit all of the components necessary for the operation of the fire pump and to accommodate this following condition. Correct? So now here you can see the layout plans of pump installed and fire water lines should be displayed. Okay, so remember the fire pump room should be large enough to accommodate the pump motor, ancillary equipment and provide adequate space for maintenance and operation. Okay, so the space should comply with local fire codes and standards. Is it clear? Now here you can see it is given that adequate headroom clearance all around the pump for maintenance shall be made available. So see, a minimum clearance of 1 meter at front and back you have to maintain, and the clearance of 0.75 meter on side and between pumps should be provided. But this is for what? This is the first condition. For a pump, for all major pump exceeding 2280 liter per minute capacity. So for that pump, the minimum clearance which you have to maintain from front and back side is 1 meter, and on side and between the pumps, how much clearance? 0.75 meter. Okay. Same way, here for smaller pump including jockey pump, the minimum clearance 0.75 meter at front and back, and the clearance of 0.6 meter on side and between pumps should be provided. Okay. The headroom clearance for all pump houses should be minimum 2.75 meter. So now here see, the pump control panel housed in the pump room must be easily accessible and should be of adequate dimension to incorporate all switches and control. Okay. So the pump controller or panel should be what is given here. The panel should be floor mounted with proper grounding with the floor and be compartmentalized. So always you need to place the pump controller in a central accessible location. Okay. It should be easy to operate and monitor. Even the alarm panel should always be installed, the alarm panel in a visible location where alarms can be quickly noticed and action upon. Okay. So these are the things you have to remember. The gauge thickness of panel should be 1.8 millimeter. Now here you can see the fire pump room requirement is given here. Let's see. See, the design and setup of a fire pump room are crucial, okay, for ensuring its effective operation, safety and compliance with regulatory standards. Here we'll show you the overview of the key requirement related to heat, lighting and ventilation in a fire pump room. So in that, the first one is heat management. Okay. So here an approved or listed source of heat shall be provided for maintaining the temperature of a pump room or pump house where required above 40 degrees Celsius. So remember, maintain a stable temperature within the pump room to protect equipment from overheating or freezing. So in colder climate, like in colder climate, provide heating to prevent water in the pump system from freezing and to ensure proper operation of the pump and motor. So here electric heaters or heating system should be installed as needed. Okay. And in warmer climate or where heat is generated by the pump or engine, so provide cooling to prevent overheating. So for that you need to install air conditioning unit or cooling system to maintain an optimal temperature. Is it clear? Here you can see the frozen pump room can be seen here in this image. Why? The reason is what? Same. Here we have to proper manage the heat, okay, as I discussed. Now the second requirement is lighting. So what is it? See, here you need to provide sufficient general lighting throughout the pump room to ensure visibility during operation and maintenance. So you need to use bright energy efficient lights such as LED fixtures you can go for, and ensure that all areas of the pump room are well lit, including areas around the pump, motor, control panel and any storage areas. Okay. But remember, emergency lighting is also needed here. You need to install emergency lighting to ensure visibility during power outage or emergency. Okay. Every handle, lever, gauge, nameplate, etc. shall be readily visible, leaving any blind spot. See, same here they have given. We need to install the emergency. So pump room shall be provided with emergency lighting. The reason I have discussed. Okay, during power outage or emergency situation, we need na. This emergency light should be connected to an independent power source, such as battery backup or generator. The intensity of illumination in the pump room shall be 3 foot per candle. It is given. Means how much brightness we have to maintain. How much lux? Around 32.3 lux. Lux means what? It is the unit of measurement. Okay. That how much amount of light, how much brightness is falling on your area per unit area. Okay. So 32 lux. Emergency light shall not be connected to an engine starting battery, and the emergency lighting shall be capable of maintaining the lighting level for a minimum of 2 hours. Now the next requirement is ventilation. You can see. So ensure adequate ventilation to maintain air quality, dissipate heat and remove exhaust gases from the diesel engine. So you need to install ventilation fan or system to ensure continuous airflow. Okay. So for that, just design the ventilation system to ensure a steady flow of fresh air and to prevent the buildup of heat and exhaust gases. Okay. So ventilation should meet local codes and standards. So we have two types of ventilation, as you know that: natural ventilation, mechanical ventilation. So if feasible, design the room with windows or vent that allow natural airflow. Okay, so this can be supplementary method to mechanical ventilation. And for mechanical ventilation, you need to use the exhaust fan, duct work and intake vent to manage airflow. Okay. Next is drainage. Means floor should be pitched for adequate drainage of escaping water away from critical equipment such as the pump, driver, controller, and so forth. The pump room or pump house shall be provided with a flow drain that will discharge to frost-free location. Is it clear? So these are the requirement of pump room. Now we'll see here the fire protection of fire pump unit. So for outdoor fire pump unit, what you have to do? The fire pump unit that are outdoor shall be located at least 50 feet away from any building and other fire exposure. Okay. For indoor fire pump unit in high-rise building, the fire pump unit building shall be protected from surrounding occupancy by a minimum of 2 hours fire rated construction, or physically separated from the protected building by a minimum of 50 feet. And for indoor fire pump unit in non-high-rise building shall be physically separated or protected by fire rated construction in accordance with above table. See now. If your pump room house is non-sprinkler, okay, and building exposing pump room per house is non-sprinkler, so the required separation is given 2 hour fire rated or 50 feet. And if your pump room house is fully sprinkler, building exposing pump room per house is non-sprinkler or fully sprinkler, so 1 hour, fully sprinkler. For fully sprinkler, 1 hour fire rated or 50 feet spacing. Okay. Now here you can see the required fire protection system for pump rooms. So for fire pump room with diesel engines, for fire pump room with electric drivers. Now here you can see the general requirements for pump installation is given. So when installing a pump, there are several general requirements to ensure optimal performance, longevity and safety. Okay, so these requirements cover aspects such as site preparation, alignment, mounting, okay, and operational consideration. So let's see. So what is given here? The stationary pump shall be selected based on the condition under which they are to be installed and used. Plan for pump installation and pump room design should include following detail. What are that? First, the name of owner and occupant. Okay. Second, location including street address, point of compass, name and address of installing contractors, pump make and model numbers, pump rating, point of compass, and suction main size, length, location. So you need to plan for pump installation and pump room design should include this following detail. Okay. See, the type of class, schedule of material is needed, point of connection to water supply, water storage tank if applicable, size and type of valve, regulators, meters and valve pits, even water supply informations, other sources of water supply with pressure or elevations is needed, pump driver detail, voltage for electric motor driven pumps. Okay. And the fuel system detail for diesel driven pumps, controller manufacturer type and rating is needed, suction and discharge pipe fitting and valve types, test connection piping and valves, even flow meter detail if applicable. Okay, pressure maintenance pump and controller arrangement including sensing line detail. So these are the things which we need. Now here you can see the fire pump name plate data is given here. So try to understand. See, the nameplate data on a fire pump provide essential information about the pump specification, performance and operational requirement. Okay. So this information is crucial for proper installation, maintenance and operation. See now. Here you can see the manufacturer information like name, model number. As you know that the name, here you will get the name of the manufacturer, brand of the pump, even model number, serial number, flow rate, head, power requirement, voltage, frequency, phase, current, everything you can see here. Speed, pump type, which type of material you are using. Okay. See, the first one is given here, pump type or size. So the type of pump such as centrifugal, positive displacement or other specific types. Even see the capacity, RPM value, flow rate means the maximum or rated flow rate of the pump usually given in gallon per minutes or in liter per second. Maximum pressure, pressure at 150% capacity, BHP required, serial number is needed. So now the topics which we have covered in this session, first we have understand the fire pump room, then fire pump room arrangement, then we have discussed the fire pump room requirement, then after that fire protection of fire pump unit, required fire protection for pump rooms, and then finally we have discussed the general requirement for pump installations and then about fire pump nameplate. Hope all of you enjoy the session. See you in next one.